Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my YouTube channel, month of November 2021. And welcome to this 1111 portal, right? Um, Entering the new golden age, or the dawning of the new golden age in Aquarius, of course, Saint Germain, the violet flame, right? So today we're going to have a fire ceremony again, and we're going to chant. I have my mala beads. So I was thinking to just bring those energies of transformation, transmutation here online. Whoever is watching my video, know that this energy or the effect is everlasting. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're going to watch it today or tomorrow or even next year. It's we're entering the portal of beyond time and space, right? The infinite. We are entering the timelessness, the infinite, and the limitless space. Okay, where everything exists all at one. We are the eternal living light, and that's really who we are. This matrix just kind of showed us what it is to be not, and all these limitations, all these constraints. And we were here to even fight the darkness, or face the darkness, and transmute the darkness, heal ourselves so we can go back home to those higher dimensions, right? And especially here for Mother Earth, right? For humanity, transitioning to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, where everything's about soul connection, consciousness expansion, living in peace, harmony, unity, Cristo, Sophia consciousness. So, welcome. Let's do the violet flame invocation. We're going to chant, and then I'll continue with my video, just kind of with information, with education, of course. Remember, this is all for entertainment purposes here. I'm here to inspire you, empower you, and just kind of sharing my stories with you, all based on direct experiences. And this is what helped me with healing, with the transition, with the transformation, right? When I was facing the darkness, or I was actually completely enveloped by the negativity, right? So how you get out, how you then break through, okay? And here's my story, and here is my testimony. You can do it, okay? Everything is possible through God, through Christ. And of course, I call upon Ashtar command. So we have the galactics, we have the Pleiadians here, all the beings of light, the benevolence, beings of the Galactic Federation, helping us with this transition, right? With the ascension, with the liberation, and with the evolution. So know that all is well. The kingdom of heaven is within, and really doing the inner work, and let go, let God, surrendering to what is the key. It's extremely important, very essential. So, and of course we have the help from solar rishis here as well, Satya Sai Baba. And with me we're going 12 dimension, 12D. I have the stupa here. Oops, I just broke it. So we're connecting to the crystalline grid, right, of unconditional love, and invoking also the 12D shield of protection. That's a teachings from Lisa Renee. You can find it on her YouTube channel, Energetic Synthesis, or on her website. And yeah, here we go. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved arm presence, bright round me, seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the vast flame. Beloved arm presence, bright round me, seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the vast flame. And here we go. We are chanting 108 times. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. Just feel the energy of transformation, transmutation, of freedom, of mercy, of forgiveness. Just feel the effect. Everything of the old programming, all conditioning, the old belief system, the old matrix. It's collapsing. It's falling apart. It's all the negativity is leaving your body, your mind, your emotions. So you can open yourself to the energies of pure unconditional love, pure energy of Christ consciousness. And that's what the portal is all about, this 1111. It's like the gateway back home to the divine, back home to the stars and to the galaxies. Right? We're infinite, we're timeless, we're eternal. We're the eternal living light. We're the universe. We're the cosmos. We are all that is. I am that I am. And divine. So I just noticed that so many people around me, or even at work, people are struggling, going through their own tribulations, dark night of their soul. So we've been here chanting and invoking the violet flame. Very important to center yourself, to protect yourself, protect your astral shield, your astral field with that 12D shield of protection, Lisa Renee, right? We're resurrecting the original blueprint of the angelic divine human beings with 12 strands of DNA, right? 12 dimensions. Okay, the 12 original tribes of Israel, okay, of Elohim, the true creators of humanity, of human race, the creator of Lyra. That was the 11 gateway, Arimathea, the 12 dimension. Okay, so we're going back to our original self, our true self, who we truly are. And this 3D matrix, the false matrix of the archons of the fallen ones, was showing us who we are not. Okay, and I understand there is this battle between dark and light, and for me, it was just overcome all that. And even though connection to the divine was so tiny, what I'm saying, going deep within, doing the inner work and anchoring yourself to that divinity, that's the sacred space of your heart, just kind of really anchoring yourself into the divine spark of our creator. That's pretty much all it matters. That's what we need to hold on to, and then we surrender the rest, right? Surrender all these insecurities and doubts and the ego, right? The selfishness. I talk about the transformation of the negative ego. We need the good ego, to keep our individuality here, to support ourselves on that physical plane. But remember, we're 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter. That's why I talk about chakras and yogas, right? The chakra model, right here. So, especially invoking the violet flame, the 7th chakra, right? You then are able to align yourself with God's divine will, release all the blockages and all this karma from those first 3 chakras, and you become the column of light shining bright. It means you're also connecting with the anti-particle chakras, right? Especially with the 8th chakra. It's the higher heart, the sacred heart, between your chakra heart chakra and your throat chakra, okay? And that's how we are entering the higher dimension, right? The soul matrix, the oversoul, you know. And then of course, you can go higher to the avatar self, and the 12th dimension is the key, having the protection and the connection, okay? So that's what I'm focusing on here in this community that we are creating in unity with ETs, right? So I have the Ascension Protocol here for the warriors, of course, and right, we talk about the 12D shield of protection, and we talk about our multidimensionality, the quantum manifestation, Marina Jacobi. And let me see where are my notes. I was talking about the 5D actually protocol. People from Telos are helping us, okay, as well. And again, we're going to make a list, yeah, everything that needs to go, just people are struggling, like they having the connection to the divine, and then suddenly they just feel all the attachment to the old way of living, right? The 3D matrix. And people have families, I have my family's on a spacecraft, right? So I have different dynamics going on. I want to reconnect with my soul family here, especially in military, right? Veterans. I was creating project for them back there in 2009, and so I had these very interesting experiences, and the MK Ultra, right? The Project Mockingbird and Montauk and Monarch and so on, right? I talk about the Project Paperclip. The Nazis came over here after World War II, and all these infiltration, doing all kinds of experimentations on, the American population, and also on children and on soldiers, creating the super altered soldiers out of them. And I just what I was meditating, contemplating, well, today also I just felt the energies. It's just very powerful, those people who are deciding to, for ascension, right, enlightenment, the inner work for God, doing God's will, not my will but done be done, because there's this horrible pressure now, and there is this really a split of realities, and even consciousness, and even of the earth, right, the 3D earth, with the matrix, with the archons, the chimera group, right, those are the spider beings, okay, and the Orion group, they just want to kind of control this entire planet, humanity, the solar system, right? There were the treaties back there in 1950s or 60s with the US Congress, with the US government, with the suspended constitution, right? So we have this kind of reality, and then of course it's very difficult to break through that. So lots of people, right, going through the breakthrough, you have to claim your power back. The solar plexus needs to get strong again, and we need to go back into our heart, into our intuition, listening to that inner voice within us, follow our hearts and speaking our truth, right? And to those Indigo starseeds, that's who we are, right? We already came here with our third eye wide open, okay, and with telepathy and this the psychic abilities and so on. So we came here through that. That was the Hall of Amenti, right? That was the sixth chakra, the sixth portal, right? So we already came here with activated DNA, whether 5 or 6 strands of DNA being activated and so on, just helping with the transition, right, with the evolution, with the healing, and with the ascension. So this is our work. That's what we came here to do, and this is kind of not easy. We're the warriors, the rainbow warriors, right? The system buster, the second coming of the Christ, and so on, right? We're walking with Christ, with Yeshua, right? The Essenes, actually, the Essene community. I was posting a video from Dolores Cannon. She talked about Jesus' life, life and the Essenes, how, Yahshua actually was taught by the Essenes, and he was traveling all around the world, and meeting very wise teachers or gurus. Even in India, he spent time in ashrams, in Buddhist monasteries, and so on, right? They call him Isa. And of course, he went to Egypt as well for his initiation in those pyramids, right? When you align with the law of one, law of Ra, right? Like I was talking about, the universal laws, natural laws, like very important during this ascension, and bringing everything into divine justice, right? And implementing the Galactic Codex is the key, because we are dealing with aliens here, and we are the ETs, and we're dealing also with those negative ones with their negative alien agendas, right? And some of actually humans are working for them. They need the human gene, they need our light. So that's the negative ones. That's how they created the matrix, the inverted system, right? Everything reversal, reversal spin even of the brain, the MK Ultra, right? People are controlled and manipulated, and so on. That's why putting nanobots and chips in our bodies to hook us to their super quantum computers, right? And taking us through 5G towers, through phones and computers, and so on, because they're parasites. We are the creators. We come directly from God, from source. We are God's creation. So please remember that. And at the same time, it's very important to be responsible that, right? Everything is accounted for. So I talk about the book, The Light Shall Set You Free, from Dr. Norma Milanovic. Okay, so studying the universal laws is very important. On my website, yanakalai.com, you can also find the 13 principles of natural laws from Lisa Renee. Okay, and again, I'm expanding with this new earth jurisdiction, right? We talk about the Galactic Codex, the law of divine grace, right? The law of balance, and the law of intervention. Like we're asking the galactics and the galactic command, and all these benevolent ETs helping us with this liberation, because we are dealing here with the infiltration from the 11th dimension, right? We talk about very important portals in Iraq and Iran. The 10th dimension, the Golden Eagle Grid, has been infiltrated as well. They're doing all this MK Ultra there as well, right? And the proxy Israel, with all these underground bases, with the satellites, right? Manipulating the humans, and also the energies and the magnetosphere. That all is coming to the surface. The galactics know everything. So those who are kind of here, we are the system busters, right? We are reporting everything that's been happening, all these corruptions, all these infiltrations, everything that have been really perverted, and polluted and contaminated, right? So we pretty much kind of study all that. We're aware of that, and through our light bodies, through our bodies, we're able to heal and transform all that. So I'm inviting others, those who are on the ascension path and who are warriors or indigo warriors and star seeds, just kind of giving you a shortcut, and just kind of showing in the way how I was able to transmute the darkness, right? I mentioned the story that, I was around military people, also the military bases, right? As, the high ranking officers there, whether in the army or in the Marine Corps, right? And so that's kind of, I learned about the darkness, about the manipulation, about the control, the Black Operation, the secret space program, right? Who is doing all these things? DARPA. I read a book from David Icke back then in 2012 with the secrets of the government, right? So this that's why I'm talking about those kind of things. Like I said, I'm dancing around it, swirling around it. That's a very, very sensitive topic, right? We have to be very careful, or It's just kind of, I have to be responsible, just taking the responsibility, being accountable, right? Understanding, knowing the universal laws is very important. What you put out there, you will come back. Also, we talk about the golden rule, right? The law of response. One should treat others as one would like others to treat oneself. But as you know, the elite of the negative fleet, right? All the Satanists and Luciferians and the pedophiles and dealing with the laundering money and the that's the drug running and gun running and child sex trafficking and so on. So I put this in this New Earth jurisdiction introduction preamble, or it's my credo. Okay, this is kind of what I felt I need to do, because the horrible crimes happening there with the recruitment, with the military, right? The information being suppressed. Are you talking about the U.S. corporation? Because now we are returning to the original constitution of 1776, right? Remember those three unholy, the unholy trinity, right? Washington D.C., that was the Vatican, and London finances, Vatican so-called spirituality, but it was nothing but pedophilia, black magician, and human trafficking, and women in cages, or children also being sacrificed there for blood. And then DC, that's the military, right? That was actually sold to the Archons, to the CCP, to the Chimera group. So those guys entering the military, they get bunch of that, right, with nanobots, and all these just the black magic going on. So they're hooked to those quantum computers of the negative ones, and then they're being mind controlled, right? And creating all these proxy wars. And I don't want to go into details, like for example, there was no Cold War. That was the establishment of the ICC or MIC, or military industrial extraterrestrial complex, and so on, because I'm saying the agenda runs deep, and it goes into that astral plane, into extremely high density. So those, right, who have psychic abilities, and me, like I have the experience. I don't have the picture here, but I look like a Marine, right? And so I know what the initiation is into that club, or how you call it, the cult, Skull and Bones. No, I'm talking about here the teachings of Mary Magdalene, right? Transmuting the negative ego. And there are lots. So you're dealing with the Dracos, with Anunnaki, with those tall grays, right? Doing all kinds of surgeries in that astral plane, cutting off your dream body, splitting the skull, splitting the right and left hemisphere, and just kind of injecting some kind of poison and chemicals into you, just to poison you, dumb you down, and so they can control you, manipulate you, and really to hold you in the frequency of nothing but fear. Okay, and just total well, it's a total abomination, right? It is a crime against humanity. And I let me see, did I put down their names? So there's these three individuals. They came into my mind. Well, that's I know who I was dealing with. That was the Secretary of Defense, right? The government official and businessman. That was Mr. Rumsfeld. Okay, so that's what I've been dealing with in those astral plane, and of course now he's in an astral plane as well. So they're all under Galactic Codex. It's all going to go to divine justice. Now we have this White House Chief of Staff, American political consultant and counselor, Mr. Podesta, right? So Galactic Codex here, divine justice, and Director of CIA, Mr. Brennan. And they're very good in those astral planes. They have interesting drug that they take. They go into their shadow body, and torturing people and murdering, you know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm talking about. I've been there. I've experienced those kind of things. And people think, government, this is the shadow government I'm talking about. These individuals are totally disconnected from God, from source. That's why we, the galactic warriors, the spiritual warriors, right, understanding the universal laws, the law of one, we're doing God's will. People in a government, most of them, right? Again, I'm not naming, this is what I just named these three right now, because also we have 1111, right? The veterans. I created veteran project back in 2009. And I understand it's just very sensitive topic, the military, the ego, and the abuse of power and authority, and just all these satanic agendas going on. And people think that the military, was here to protect this country, I mean this corporation. So there's lots of unraveling, and I'm just trying to make sense out of it and bring everything into divine justice or social justice, making sure those guys also are healed. They need to reconnect, with their soul, with their divine essence, because the way they were treated, it's unfathomable how brutal that was. Okay, they're open up their psychic abilities through torture, through tyranny, okay, and of course through abuse, even sexual abuse as well, putting them on drugs and all kinds of steroids, and then of course chipping them, right? So that's we're just exposing and talking about things that's been here for decades, actually for millennia, or even for millions of years. Well, let's talk about the Luciferian covenant, the cataclysm, Atlantis, because that's what needs to be healed, this whole timeline. Now we have the rising of Atlantis, right? That's why Saint Germain, very important, invoking the violet flame, so we can transition and go to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, where everything is about soul connection, consciousness expansion, living in peace, harmony, and Christosophia consciousness. So that was for me to guys kind of mention that because I need to move forward also with my project. It's kind of taking forever, and I'm doing whatever I can, and I can see how even like co-workers and very powerful light workers, they're either socially engineered, they're struggling, they're going through the dark night of the soul, like I said, and somebody has to be here and hold the light. So that we are here holding a light. We are the ground crew, and just it is what it is. Some people may not acknowledge it, some people don't believe in it, but we gotta do what we gotta do. We're the portal of the ascension, we're the portal to the core of the galaxy, and to this Milky Way, and even to Andromeda, right, the ninth dimension. That's why they were not able to like sexually just kind of control me, right? Those with awakened Kundalini, ninth dimension, the universal Kundalini awakening, and so on. So we're above this matrix, but still we have to be here and be of service. Okay, we're walking the walking the talk, and we are here on a mission, right? We're the volunteer soul. We came here to make this world a better place, to help Mother Earth, Gaia, Goddess Gaia, with her transition, with her healing, with her transformation, because enough is enough. That's why so many things are surfacing, and even people are fighting for their lives. And now this non-compliance, okay, has to be peaceful, lots of forgiveness, but we need to start speaking our truth, right? We have the right, those are our inalienable rights, okay? You can see the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the original Constitution of 1776. Everybody has the right to express himself and herself with loving kindness. Okay, and so all those energies, all these laws of God needs to be resurrected, and we're bringing everything online here. We are resurrecting all these energies and correcting everything is to be corrected, rectified, and brought right side up, because those negative ones, and also the ones that I named, right, part of the deep state, or the dark government, the dark military, or the shadow military, the shadow government, and so on. So now they need to see the consequences of their actions. Okay, and they either will be accepting the Galactic Codex, or I just give everything surrender to the Ashtar Galactic Command, to God, right? Those who see things from those higher perspectives and so on, we're here pretty much just to holding the light. Okay, we're the column of light shining bright. So the darkness is exposed, so only the truth can be seen. Okay, we can finally see the truth, like who is who. So like I said, this portal, everything is shifting, changing. We are transitioning, we are ascending, and so on. At the same time, there is a split in consciousness, split in reality. Some people don't want to do this work, right? They're leaving this plane of existence. Their contracts is up on the soul level, right? We all sign a contract to come here, or those who volunteered, right? We also sign an agreement, with the galactic ones, and so on. Whatever needs to be done, whatever needs to be accomplished here, right? We have assignments, so it is definitely here to be of service, and it is a sacrifice, and we have to surrender everything to God's divine plan, as we are connecting to God's divine will, and just kind of praying, meditating, not my will but done be done, so we can see the difference, right? The discrimination is very important. That's why the purity, clarity of mind is very important. Rewiring the subconscious mind is extremely important. That's why we're doing the mantras, yantras, the meditation, and so on, so we can see the difference. Okay, so we are aware, because now everybody's responsible, everything is accounted for. So like I mentioned, we had the let me see, I had the Ascension Protocol, like I mentioned, and that's for the warriors, and I know this is not for everybody, so only those who resonate with what I have to say. So I am, invoking the 12D shield of protection each and every day. I'm invoking the violet flame of transformation, transmutation, just like I showed you at the beginning of the video. I talk about the quantum protocol, okay? The quantum manifestation from Marina Jacobi, and also last time I talk about the 5D protocol, right? From Telos. There is a portal underneath Mount Shasta, California. So there are people in the inner earth, the Garthans, the Telosians, and that's true, because in this book, the alien races, right? The book from Elena Danam, it shows you even drawings, okay, of our galactic family, star family. We're not the only ones here, and even NASA is confirming, right? There's so much documentation, so much proof of UFOs and of other beings here, and they have it all. The classified information needs to be declassified, and the galactics have it all. They know how the dark ones, they were abusing the power and using highly advanced technology, exotic weapons, right? The psychotronic weapons, and the directed energy weapons, and so on, the scalar weapons, especially in the military, just abusing their power and creating all these proxy wars, and killing innocent people in villages, and in the Middle East, and so on, because they are extremely important portals there. And of course in Africa as well, there's so much richness in Africa. How come Africa, this continent, is in such a poor state and condition? Because of the exploitation, from the negative ones, and so people need to learn how to claim their power back, how to stand in that power, how to trust, how to have that connection with the divine, because that's how we were designed originally. That's our blueprint, DNA blueprint, 12 strands of DNA. Okay, and we have to go to the original Israel, okay, the house of David, King Arthur. Okay, we are resurrecting all these energies, right? Saint Germain, Queen Elizabeth the First, rising of Atlantis. So this is where we are. So what kind of timeline are we choosing, each of us, right? This is all going to be amplified, and this is all going to be seen for what it is. So no more fake till you make it, and shoving things under the carpet here, looking at all the skeletons of the closet, going through the dark night of the soul, connecting to the divine spark that is within us, and the awakening of the Kundalini. So that's what I was trying to also talk about. And also today, the 1111, like the veterans, I named those three individuals, representatives, because they understand your aura, your energy field, your chakra, your Kundalini, right? That's the serpent power that is at the base of your spine, okay, the coccyx area. So the veterans or the guys in the military, the way they're programmed, mind control, or recruited, or the way they're treated. Of course, they're using the CRISP technology. They can insert a false memory into your DNA. So when the Kundalini is rising and is, in a body that is extremely polluted, and that the chakra columns being inverted, right? And when they're hooked to the AI of the Nazis, and of the archons, the black dragons, okay, they're experiencing all kinds of horrible things. You can find them on the street, in the hospital, in psychiatric institutions, right? They're being on drugs and or medication, the pharma, right? It's nothing, that's part of the cabal, the agenda of the negative ones, right? Because we are energy. We are the energy matrix of energies. We're secret geometry, okay? And the galactic ones, the ETs, the positive ETs, have that technology to help us heal, okay, to help us go back to our original divine blueprint of our DNA, okay, and over connecting with our soul, with our oversoul, with our avatar self, so we can cleanse and heal our physical bodies as well, so we can achieve the physical ascension, okay? That's what we are going, and that's where we are heading, right? We are moving forward with our evolution and so on. So very important, right? I talk about the book, this is from Lemuria, The Balancing Karma Through Nutrition by Magenta Pixie. So you guys, whoever has the chance, to read this book, I talk about drinking distilled water, right? Superfood. Okay, so even in these times, right, we have to support our immune system, be healthy, whether vitamin C and zinc, but also the zeolite is very important, and activated charcoal and colloidal silver to get rid of those nanobots, right? To kill them, and then properly, get rid of them through our digestive system, through our colon, okay, our intestines. So very important to take those supplements like this, and really eating organic fruits and vegetables. We were designed to be vegan or vegetarian, okay? So that's kind of also my way of living, okay? My background is yoga and Ayurveda, so that's why I teach what I teach. And remembering the times back there in Lemuria, being the high priestess, or even in ancient Egypt, Mary Magdalene, she was an Egyptian priestess, okay? She was initiated, right? And that's why she and Yeshua understood each other so well, right? They were like one, because they had all these initiations. They were here to serve God, and they came here to anchor the energies of Christ Sophia consciousness back then, 2,000 years ago. Okay, they came here for that specific mission, whether from the Pleiades or Andromeda, right? The Bethlehem star, that even shows, is documented, that was demonstration of UFOs. I talk about the UFO, right? And his uncle Joseph, Yeshua's uncle, right? He was actually a rich man, very important one, and he was the one that provided this travels for Yeshua. He could travel to India, to Tibet, to Nepal, to England, right, to Glastonbury, where actually that was the first church. It was called the Way. There was no words about Christianity, and Yeshua was taught by the Essenes. Okay, those were mystery schools also in Qumran, right, in Middle East and so on. I'm very much connected to the mystery school of Shambhala back there in Tibet and Nepal, in Asia. That's why I'm so also attracted, to the Far East and the guru sages of the Himalayan mountains, right? Like Satya Sai Baba and so on, right, guys? I was also inviting you to start building the Merkaba. Okay, this is your spiritual vehicle, the ascension vehicle where consciousness travels and so on. So that's why you have to work on your chakras, the particle chakras, right? That's the divine feminine, the anti-particle chakras. That's the divine masculine. And when all is harmonized, synthesized, you're in that 0 point balance, divine neutrality, God's matrix where everything is, and the transcendence happen. You can study the law of transcendence, what that all means. So for me, knowledge, education, gnostica, right? It's extremely important to know, to understand things. So that's why I was going deep down the rabbit hole and doing all this research and all this studying. What in the world, right, happened to me, especially in the military. They're playing, or they understand your chakra column. They know how to open through that subconscious mind, that the 7 chakras, and how can they were completely polluting my aura, my astral field, my astral shield, and what in a world. And you can see those the representatives of the shadow government, and so now they're 100% responsible for all that, for all these recruitments, for those guys that are committing suicide, for the homelessness, right, and for all this sacrifice, whether child sacrifice, through that satanic ritual abuse, and so on. Even of course, the entertainment industry, the artists or the actors or actresses, look what's been done to them, or what they had to engage in. If they wanted to be famous, they had to sell their soul, okay, and participate in those satanic rituals, right? I talk about the cannibalistic restaurant there in California, and so on. So just people think, oh my God, what is happening, there's so much darkness. Well, it's all now surfacing because the gamma rays frequencies, right, the ascension frequencies, the energies from Andromeda, and from Orion, right, and from Lyra, they're all here. We're correcting everything, everything that happened in that 11 dimension, or this the densities, of that astral plane. So somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the light shining bright. Somebody has to walk the talk. Okay, and we just have to be really strong and be in our power and doing what needs to be done, right? Very important to also call upon a solo Christ, Archangel Michael. Okay, so he is also helping us, right? But that's, he represents the God's will, of course, divine justice as well, and power. So aligning with those energies as well. And remember, the kingdom of heaven is within. Okay, and really just connecting to that divine spark that is within us is very important. I talk about the altar. It's like an ashram within that sacred space in our heart. Whether it's your physical heart, or it's your heart chakra, or the sacred heart, your higher heart, again, it depends where you are with your consciousness, with your awareness. Honor every step of your evolution, of your ascension, of healing, transformation, transmutation. Know that it's important to be in the now. That's what it matters. Be in the now and be in the know. So educate yourself, very important as well. So then I talk about, right, we talk about the Galactic Codex. Please find it on my website. I added some stuff from Law of One, Law of Ra. yanakalai.com. That's the preamble for the New Earth jurisdiction. And yeah, we just did the japa mantra meditation. Please study the universal laws. I show you the book from Dr. Norma Milanovic, right? The light shall set you free, because we are the light. We're beings of light, and attacked by those parasites, by those dark ones, because they decided to be disconnected from God, from source. It's time to say no and claim your power back and know your rights. Very important. And so I was mentioning in my previous videos that I will go over the 8 steps of yoga, because this is my background. And so I mentioned the chakras, right, and the kundalini and so on. So what they, the damage that they are doing to those guys in the military, especially those who are starseeds, who are highly evolved souls, who are Pleiadians, those who are light workers. Okay, so the damage is unfathomable. It's cruel. Okay, it's really brutal. And so I feel like they need help. I mean, of course, the that's they have the right to be helped and to heal. The thing is that we need to resurrect the lost knowledge. We need to resurrect all this ancient technology. We need to resurrect our 12 strands of DNA. That's why we talk about also the resurrection of Atlantis and Lemuria and of ancient Egypt. Okay, highly advanced civilizations, also helping us, or those who are the forefathers, right, of humanity, the star nations, even here the forefathers of the constitutions, they were connected to the Pleiadians and other star beings. Okay, and even those Native Americans, right, they knew about the starships, and and they also had such a reverence to Mother Nature. So we need to resurrect the morals and ethics. That's why I love yoga, because it means union with the divine. And the first principle, it's all about the morals and how to behave properly, because all these deviant behaviors that is happening, that people are on drugs and alcohols and being abused and violated, creates disease, right? And people are becoming more and more immoral and unethical. And I think all that things start happening 80s or 90s, here in the United States. I mean, again, I come from Eastern Europe. To me, we were much more disciplined, but we were under Russia, or that was the Soviet Union, right? And again, the same guys, that they were preaching or trying to instill the communism or the Bolshevism, right? The same guys, that they're hand in hand with the draconian capitalism and all this competition, and all this marketing, and all these stock market and all these corporations, they're covering up serious crimes. And so those who have open eyes, we see those kind of things. So nothing hidden anymore. Everything is coming to the light. And we are here to make sure that, things are happening properly and things are moving forward, and it's all, going to divine justice. That's why we're implementing the Galactic Codex. Very important. So the morals, right, and the ethics and discipline of the yoga, very important. Ahimsa is, non-hurtfulness. Okay, it's non-violence. Okay, and not only like physically, but also in our thoughts, in our emotions, and also through our words, right? That's why my disclaimer, we're watching our thoughts and feelings and emotions, right? And even our deeds and actions, we are very powerful co-creators with the divine. Okay, so that's why we're watching all that. We're the compassionate witness. Okay, we have to be forgiving, and we have to be loving, and we have to start expressing ourselves, our truth, with loving kindness. So truthfulness, right? Speaking our truth, opening our throat chakra, very important. And then, we have like this draining of energy or stealing, not only like people or things stealing money or property and so on, but, the entities, the negative ones, those discarnate spirits in those astral plane, right? They are sucking our energy. They know how to siphon our energy. And the negative ones, right? They have technology, how to do that, how to siphon energy from Kundalini, right? From that root chakra. That's that's the coccyx area and so on, because they need the light, they need us, we're their batteries, so they can create the chaos, confusion, and proxy wars. And they created this matrix based on inversion, and this everything is upside down here, okay? And all these sadistic and satanic kind of ideologies, that's what they did. So discipline, middle path, right? Talk about the yellow brick road. And also a special sex relationship. Om Namah Shivaya. Time to heal all these relationships of this 3D matrix. People have all these attachments, all these entities, all these emotional derangements. You're not the emotion. You're not the hormone. You're a light. You're a light divine. So, just fight for your truth. It's very important. Do the inner work. Meditate. Do all these cleansing, clearing, purification things. There are so many tools how you can do that. For me, like meditation and being in nature. Very important. And positive affirmations, right? And then very important to transmute our negative ego. So, that the envy, that jealousy, right? That anger, that fear-based consciousness, that needs to be transmuted, so we can, enter the new golden age. And now today is the portal, very powerful portal, the 1111. Next month, we're going to have a 1212. It's like going to that 12th dimension, going to that infinity, having direct connection to God, to source. And then we have the solstice, right? 1221, 21, very important numbers, numerologies, and so on. Last year in December, we were activating our diamond sun DNA. The solar rishis came online in September last year. Okay, and that's how I felt empowered. That's how I felt healed. And it was not till this year in June, right? June, July, or this summer, I finally felt relieved. I still sometimes I feel I'm being attacked, but because people around me, they have entities and they're struggling, they're hooked to their phone, and the 5G towers around us. We gotta be careful. We gotta protect ourselves. Where's your shungite, or where are your beats, and where's your orgonite, and where's your EMF harmonized? Okay, all these tools. I know it costs some money, but this what we gotta do. We're here to fight the good fight. So the dark ones can finally leave. We have the good Dracos. We have the good, reptilians. We're the good. We're the benevolent ETs. Okay, they're helping us to get rid of all the overlords of the Archons, the Chimera group. The spider beings. The Illuminati, right? The shadow government. I mean, that all needs to go. So we have so much help. We just have to tune into those energies of ascension, of healing, of transformation, of liberation, of forgiveness, of mercy, right? Doing the inner work is the key. Soul communion, right? Call upon your soul, blend with your soul. Bring that soul light online. You are that light. And then, of course, yoga is talking about the purity, detoxification, right? The Detox 101 from Marina Jacobi. You can check on that as well, right? The contentment. Here I talk about the 5D protocol from Telos, self-discipline. We have to discipline ourselves, right? We have to really also walk in those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude. And we need to study ourselves through horoscope, numerology, astrology, right? Meditation, that inner work, Write things down, have your journal. Kathy O'Brien talking about, how to heal from PTSD. Write down or write out all these memories, all these flashes, right? Memory flashes that you have, and don't verbalize it. Don't share it with anybody. So you're able to release it, and how you can heal and create new neurological pathway in your brain, so you can bring those new energies of the golden age, of the Aquarius age online. And then devotion, dedication to God, you're serving the one, you're serving God, you're here to be of service, helping humanity to heal, helping with the ascension, with the liberation, with education, with teachings, and bringing the divine justice, the social justice here online, creating the new government with its new jurisdiction, and the military, the space force, right? So we are doing all that. We're the government, we're the people under God's law, the law of one. So study all that, study yourself, hear yourself, transform, transmute all that negativity, and bring yourself back online, okay? Surround yourself with that energies of Christ, Christosophia consciousness. And then, of course, we have the physical part of yoga, the asanas, right? The postures and all these poses. And that's what I've been actually doing a lot before I got injured, right? By the military, the MC, the MIC, the DARPA, the SSP, and so on. So I was doing lots of asanas and sadhana. That's a spiritual practice. Pranayama is control of your breath. Lots of breath work, right? And, in the Marina Jacobi, the quantum manifestation, like take a deep breath and pause and just watch and observe. Be the compassionate witness. Don't be on that automatic pilot, right? Because, the draconians and the matrix, they want to see you on that downward spiral into that darkness, actually what they created through us. Because we're the generators for them. We're the power line for them. We're the source for them. We're the batteries for them. So command your space, claim your power back, right? Know who you are. Resurrect all your energies. Have your boundaries. God, sovereign, free boundaries. So, that's the path of true warriors, right? The rainbow warriors, spiritual warriors, indigo warriors. So that's why I'm creating the protocol, the project for my soul group, my tribe, my soul siblings, right? Or veterans and the military, those who resonate with my message, right? Those who are part of my soul family, my galactic family, even my monadic family, my oversoul, okay? So I'm creating the project, the communities with ET for them, right? Because the ETs, they have highly advanced technology that it helped me to heal, all the horrible effects from MK Ultra, being electrocuted, surrounded or having that black goo around me, having holes in my astral field, astral shield, damaging my DNA, damage my mind, my emotions, they were keeping me in that fear-based consciousness. I mean, it was HELL, no kidding, okay? So then we have the next step is pratyahara, really going deep within. Like today when I was waking up, I just want to stay, inside. I like being inside within that sacred chamber of my heart, and just letting that external world go completely. Just that matrix needs to go. All these external attachments needs to go. Where the kingdom of heaven is within. This is how I felt. And, you go deep down within that, sacred chamber of your heart, and you surround yourself with that energy, that power of your soul, that power, that's the God's presence, and become so strong that nobody can touch you. You become untouchable, or the darkness cannot penetrate through that, or you scare them because the power of your light, right? That's what the power is all about. And following God's law, doing God's will. This is how we overcome all that darkness, right? We can transform it and shine the light on it and transcend. Go to that next octave, the next dimension. And then, of course, we have, the concentration. Really, what are you focusing on? What are your intention? What are you paying attention to? Everything is amplified now, right? Nothing is hidden. Everything is surfacing, coming to the light. Everything is amplified. And so very important, how you direct your thoughts, right? Inner directed, like focus inwardly, right? And serving God and healing yourself, transforming yourself and loving yourself, taking care of yourself, forgiving yourself, and be compassionate with everything that happened to you. Very important. And then, of course, meditation. I'm used to meditation. I've been doing meditation for more than 2 decades, 25, 26 years. So for me, meditation, this is like when I need to heal or I need to center myself. I need to, again, make those deep connection with my heart, with my soul, with my spirit, with my oversoul, right? With my beloved, I am presence. I go to that sacred chamber of my heart. I just sit and meditate, or just go to nature and feel the wind and the ocean. The sound of the ocean, right? Brings me back into my center, into my holiness. And the samadhi, the nirvana, that's the consciousness of bliss. That's the Satchitananda, and that's the goal of when you unite with God. That that's what you're experiencing, just bliss. Okay, eternity. The omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. This is what you're experiencing. The God self is within you, and you are then manifesting it. Okay, you're bringing it online through alchemy, through self-realization, self-mastery, self-actualization. So claim your power back and remember who you truly are. It's time, guys. Okay. And so that was the eightfold path of yoga. Okay, so this is my kind of lifestyle. Okay, very natural, organic, right? Universal. Have control over yourself, have control over your life, have control over your emotions, have control over your mind. Time to be free. Free thinking, free feeling, and feel your true divine essence. Very important. Feel the God's perfection. Just out of the darkness into the light, even being in the middle of this chaos and the battle that we are going through, whether on the surface of the planet or underneath, right? And of course, there's this astral war going on. Some of those in that shadow government, you can see them in a physical world. Remember, some of them are not even humans, and they're connected to those supercomputers of those black dragons from the Visa systems. There are the parasitic, there are parasites, and waging war with humanity, waging war over this planet, waging war over humanity's consciousness, and so on, with these crazy things going on with those mandates. And there was this wrong jurisdiction. It was all perverted, inverted, right? The draconian measurement. So we need to even bring the natural law, God's law, back online. Very important, guys. So many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. You guys, you take care, and all is well. No, all is well. Many blessings. Bye-bye.